excuse the mess that I am, okay? But here goes. So, it's May 26th, Wednesday, and last week, everything was fine. I felt fine last week of school. Just really, honestly, living my best life, giving my kids at school end of the year parties, awards, like I really go all out. I had got medals for them, certificates. We even had the Dundies, if you know The Office. Just some real awards, but we like to have fun. You know, most likely to play an arrest, most likely to forget the repeat sign, you know, just silly stuff. So I was literally just living my best life. Friday was the last day of school. It was a harder day, but it was more emotional, you know. I've really made a bond with these 8th graders, and I'm just really, really gonna miss them. The last class I had was my chamber class. All my 8th graders. I had given them all their awards. We had done the Dundies. I also have a going away party for all of my outgoing upperclassmen. So all my 8th graders come and, you know, have cupcakes and stuff like that. So we get out at 1:30. You know, I'm doing great. You know, just an emotional day. No, nothing is happening at this point. I go outside, watch the buses leave for the last time. We're actually changing buildings. So, you know, went all the way outside. It was actually pouring down rain. It was like memories for sure. It was really cool. But it was such a really unique and cool experience. So we get back inside and I'm actually fine, you know, not really thinking too much about it. But, you know, I get my stuff ready to leave. So I go home, and I get home, and I'm just kind of really weak, really tired. You know, again, I don't have air conditioning in my classroom, so, you know, I kind of was just like, well, emotional day. You know, I'm really tired. I didn't think too much about it. Went to bed. You know, again, didn't think too much about it. Saturday, I started coughing. Still really, really, really weak. You know, just mentally, physically exhausted. Again, I kind of thought it was like heat exhaustion. I had some diarrhea. I know that's like TMI, but I had some diarrhea. And so anyway, and I was like, you know, I'm not feeling well. So Chris took Luke to Beaumont to the baseball tournament, a PG baseball tournament. Really sad I had to miss that. Our World Series got canceled anyway, so this was one of our 2 travel tournaments. So I was pretty upset about that, but I never dreamed it was COVID. You know, honestly, I thought it was stomach virus. So anyway, Sunday I wake up and I'm just like really like dizzy. I hadn't vomited, but I mean diarrhea, you know, very dehydrated. You know, like you spent all day at Six Flags and haven't taken a drink the whole time, dehydrated. So took my temperature. Sure enough, I had temperature. So I called Chris. I said, look, I'm coughing. I'm dehydrated. And, you know, I'm coughing and I have a temp. I'm going to go get tested. So off I went and got tested. Sure enough, rapid test. It was positive. So I come home. I've been in isolation, you know, in the guest bedroom. There's no TV up there. There is now, actually. We actually took care of that. We moved one from Natalie's bedroom. But, so anyway. Yeah, so I'm just isolating up there and, you know, trying to get as much rest as I can. But I had noticed on, even on Friday, that my heart beat was fast, especially on my Fitbit. And again, on Friday, you know, you didn't think anything about it just because, you know, it's an emotional day. I mean, I was crying. I love these kids, you know, leaving them leave. And Saturday, again, just anytime you're dehydrated, you know, you're going to have a higher heart rate. But Sunday night into Monday, and then Tuesday night into today, I would try to lay on my side, and like I could feel my heart rate while I'm trying to sleep. And I check my Fitbit, and it'd say like 135, and I'm laying down in the bed, and I am relaxed for the most part. So my heart racing. So I didn't sleep at all last night, Tuesday into Wednesday. And, I mean, I think I slept for like an hour and a half from like 9:30 to 11. And then my heart rate, it just wouldn't go down. So Chris is fully vaccinated, so he had been going to work. So I texted him at 10 o'clock today, and I said, hey, look, when you get home, I want you to take me to urgent care because my heart's racing. So he said, all right, I'm on my way. And he literally just left, told his secretary, and he left. So grateful for that. But sorry, gotta stay hydrated. So he took me to urgent care. We go over there. We talked to him for a bit. They run an EKG. They say the EKG is pretty normal, but it does show an elevated heart rate. So I'm like, okay. And I'm really, really dizzy. I had called in and asked the urgent care, where I got the positive test, to give me some cough syrup. And they did. They gave me two kinds of medicines, Bromfed, a syrup, and then a Tesla Pearl, which is a capsule. And they actually had worked and took away my cough just in the 12 hours of me using them, but had real dry mouth. And one of the signs or side effects was dizziness. I was really dizzy today. I mean, like hugging the wall just to walk type thing. So I was laying down. ER doctor asked me, have you ever had problems with this in the past? Things like that. I said no. But so he said, look, I'm going to take you off these 2 cough medicines, get rid of your lightheaded, dizziness. Go home if you want to. Go home, see how it plays out. If you're still feeling bad, you can come back and go to the ER. And I mean, at that point, I had just plopped over, and Chris had said, look, she's got some bad anxiety. She's a little worried about this. The doctor said, hey, what are you worried about? And I was like, dying, hello, but my dad also has an AFib heartbeat. So, I was kind of worried about lots of different things, and he said, well, it's up to you guys. And he said, you know what, I'm gonna step out for a minute. So he steps out, and Chris is like, all right, well, he said, the writing's pretty much on the wall. You're not going to die from this, from an elevated heart rate. And, he said, well, your call, but I can take you to the ER right now, or we can just go home. And I was like, you know what, Chris, let's just go home. Well, the doctor comes back in, and he said, guys, you need to go to the ER. And it was just weird because the minute before he was just like, okay, your choice. He said, excuse me, I need to step out. I have no idea what he did when he stepped out, but I think God told him, because I wasn't going to make that decision. I didn't want to go to the ER. So God said, go back in there and tell her she needs to go to the ER. So we loaded up, came to the ER. And that is part 1.